Greetings from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. My name is Sarfo-Mensah, and I am the owner and founder of Identity Talk Consulting, LLC. I am also a veteran teacher who's taught the middle school level, primarily in math. And this is actually going to be the first year in 14 years where I'm not going to start September in the classroom. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, it's really killing me. I want to be there with my students. I want to be there to feel the energy of them and my colleagues and to just do the good work that we all do in the classroom. So I just thought, well, I got to figure out a way to stay connected. So then I realized, well, a lot of people through social media outlets have been complaining about having trouble controlling behaviors of students, not being able to get through to students in a way that's authentic. So then I thought, well, what I can do is provide some techniques that will help teachers, not just new teachers, but also some of our veteran teachers who need refreshers on how to manage their classroom in order to maximize student learning. So today, I want to provide you with a technique to help you with that. And it's called call and response. So when we think of call and response, I think personally about just hip hop culture. There's a lot of call and response. So I'll give you a few examples of that. I know y'all know this one. Hey, yo, and then y'all respond, all right. That's call and response. You're the MC on the stage. You're trying to get the audience engaged. So you're like, hey, yo, all right. That's call and response. That's just one example. But there are many examples of call and response, not just in popular culture, but just throughout the world. So in terms of the classroom, I'm going to provide you with some variations on how call and response works in terms of managing behaviors. So the first technique for call and response is simply I go and I may. And this comes from the Akan culture in Ghana, which is where my family is from. So when you say I go, you are asking your students if they are ready to learn, if they are present, if they're ready to receive the knowledge. Now, I may is basically saying to the teacher, hey, I'm present, I'm ready to go. This is how the students are responding back to you. So we're gonna try a few. So if, let's say the class is just out of control, you're trying to regain control of the classroom, there's side conversations going on, and you just want to get the classroom back to focus. In a firm and assertive tone, you want to say, I go, and then the students respond, I may. And to ensure that you get the whole class's attention, you want to repeat that a few times. So it's basically as simple as this. I go. Students say, I may. I go. Students say, I may. Now, you shouldn't have to do this more than 3 times. Usually, when you get to the 3rd time, you should have at least 9% of the class's attention. Now, there are a few variations of the I go, I may call that you can try out. You could actually manipulate the way you say it. So, let's say you want to play around with it. You could say, for instance, I go, and then the students are going to respond in the same way that you call them. And they'll say, I may. And then you'll say it again, I go. Students will say, I may. So you can manipulate the way you say those 2 words to really get their attention. You know, have a little fun with it. So that's basically I go and I may. Try it out in the classroom, see how it works out. Now there's some other call and response methods you can use. And I'll give you another example. There is the clapping method, which is what I have used throughout my career. It's really cool, and it's a quick way to really get the students engaged. So with the clapping method, there are really 2 variations of it. The first variation is when you ask the students, or you tell the students, if you can hear me, clap once. Students will clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. Students clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. Then the students will clap 3 times. You could do it in that manner, or you can clap, or you can just simply clap in a pattern, which is what I used to do, or still do. So I'll give some examples here. Let's say the class is really loud and you're just trying to get their attention. They're not listening to you. So the good thing about clapping is it's nonverbal. It doesn't require you to have to say anything. So here's what you do. You just think of a pattern. It could be a song that the kids listen to. So I'll just start clapping. See how it has a little rhythm to it? Now the students are going to respond back by clapping that pattern and repeat. So they'll do the same thing. And let's say you want to keep it going. You could just change the beat up. And then the students will do. So you could repeat it in different ways to really have fun with it. You can even have a student do a beat and have them get the class to repeat it. So clapping is just another way to do it. It's a more humorous way. It's fun. And you can really do it in a way that engages them. So that's the second way you can use the clapping method. So just to repeat. First method of clapping basically is just saying, hey, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. Or you could do the clapping method where you're clapping a pattern and then the students repeat it. And you can even add certain motions to it. And then the students will do the same thing. So you could really have fun with it and make it your own. So let's see. We've talked about ago, ame. We've talked about clapping. Now there's another method that you can try out. Now this is more so for our lower elementary, early childhood teachers. It might be a bit babyish for the older kids, but you could definitely try with the older kids. So here's one that I was using when I was a camp counselor many years ago, and it really works. So this one is called, basically, if you say to the children, 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me, the students will respond, 1, 2, eyes on you. So we'll try it again. 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. Then the students respond again. 1, 2, eyes on you. So that's more for your early childhood, lower elementary students. So that's another way you can do call and response. The call in here is 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. The response from the students will be 1, 2, eyes on you. Very simple. And then there are other call and responses that are more nonverbal. So let's say, once again, trying to get students' attention. And this works for any grade level. I don't care if you're in kindergarten, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, or even a senior in high school. You can use this method as well. So let's say you're trying to get their attention and you want to do something nonverbal. You don't want to strain your voice. You could just simply do this. Maybe a peace sign, one finger over your mouth, and just do this silently. And once they see you do it, then they're all going to fall in line and do that. It might start with a few students, but then eventually you have more and more students who will follow along and help you out. But the key to that is to not say anything. You want to put the onus on the students to get silent and self-manage their behavior. Because, in education, there's a lot of talk about heavy lifting. Teachers always do the heavy lifting when it comes to teaching students, doing instruction, telling them what to do. Well, guess what? This is a way for you to ensure that the students self-regulate themselves and their behavior. Put the onus back on them. So those are just a few call and response strategies that you can use to manage behavior. So just to recap, we talked about I'll go, I may. We also talked about the clapping method and the different variations of it. We talked about 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. 1, 2, eyes on you. That's 3. And then there's some non-verbal techniques you can use to manage your behavior. So that's all I have for y'all today. Call and response methods for behavior management. The next time we see each other, I'll have a new method for you. Now, here's the most important thing about these techniques. It just lets us know that yelling should not be your first option. If you think that you're going to yell your way through 180 plus school days, you're not going to survive. And I'm not really a yeller, but I've yelled in the past, and I tell you, I've lost my voice a few times. Haven't done that since my second year in the classroom. Because once that happened, I said never again. So I want to make sure that I give y'all some tools to help you as you progress through, whether it's your first year, your second, your fourth year, or even your 15th or 20th year. Hopefully this is helpful to you. Like I said, I'm going to give you some more gems as the days go by. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Or you can just check me out on my different social media outlets, which I'll post up in a few. So until then, fellow teachers, fellow educators, blessings on to you and peace out.